we go. So knowing those individual differences as a coach allows me to get the best performance from my athlete. Now, if you're doing this for yourself, that's what you want to think of. Okay. So my role sometimes as a coach was get rid of distractions. So if they were supposed to keep an even calmness, then I got rid of anything that threw that off. Or I had to allow distractions. So I had some people when it was too quiet, they would just get really in their head. They'd get really nervous, start thinking about like, the cost of the event, like all these people came to see them. What if they let them down? Blah, 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 blah. So I actually had to encourage them to get distracted. So we would talk about stupid things at the back show, like somebody's clothes or someone's shoes or the weird way someone's hair looked. So it was just always talking about something a little bit outside the norm, getting them laughing a little bit to ease some of that anxiety. So that's what we had to recognize was some people they needed quietness. Some people needed to get the hell out of their head, so they could not have quietness. Some people needed calm, easy kind of kindness support. Like, hey, you're going to do really well. You've practiced this. You know the cues. You've done very well in practice. You are well prepared for this. You can do this. Okay, just go out there, be confident, do the things you already know how to do. That's how some people need to talk to. The other people need like quit being a bleepity bleep 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 bleep, slap on the back and shove them out there. So it really there is that big of a variance. So for yourself, if you feel like there's a certain type of way that you would be best for you, do it. Be true to yourself. Don't try to pretend to be somebody else. Don't try to fit the mold of something or someone else or other people's expectations. So, for example, when I compete, I really don't like to talk. So it makes it kind of awkward for anybody around me if they don't already know that about me. But I don't like to talk. I kind of just want to be in my own space. I want to think through things in terms of cues or warm up progressions or something like specific to kind of avoiding an injury. So there are things that I am doing in my mind that if you talk to me, it just gets in the way and it annoys the hell out of me. So I usually have my mom and dad go with me because they love me enough to not talk to me if I need them to. Whereas other people sometimes feel uncomfortable in silence, so they'll try talking even though I've told them not to talk. So, but define what is the right mindset for you, and don't be afraid to enforce that. So, if we look at this, we're going to try to wrap this up now here. Is what is the best competition mindset? Is number one, define what winning is for you. Don't let it be a default setting where placing defines everything. So only what's within your control should be within your definition of winning. Can you meet the standards of the competition? Can you make progressions from past competitions or even just in practice? Whatever you've done in your standards to practice for the event, can you meet those expectations or even pass them? Okay? But it's about you. How can you make progress compared to you, not anybody else? And can you enjoy the experience? Can you have some fun out of it? Okay, that's going to be winning. I met the standards that I expected of myself. Maybe I even exceeded them a little bit. And you know what? I had a good time. I met some cool people, had some fun at the event. That's what you want to walk away with. That's winning. Okay? Then match your behavior and your mindset to the mindset you need during the event. Okay? So, if you have a very calm, slow, steady posing routine for aesthetics, then have a calm, slow, steady mindset throughout the day. Okay? Try your best to match what you need. Now, if you need super intensity, say in a strength meet, and you want to be fired up for the lifts, don't be all fired up all day and turn into a psychopath. Okay? Turn that stuff on and off. But find something that'll help you turn it on. It can be a song, it can be a video on YouTube or something. It can just be a good friend that understands how to hype you up. So, or a coach. But go ahead and have something that pushes you that up and down if that's what you need. What you don't want to do is distract yourself. Don't pull away from the stress of the event. So, for example, I went and helped a lady one time do a powerlifting meet, and she had really bad nerves to the point where, like, when she would walk out her squat, she would fidget her feet. So, if the judge would say squat, you're not allowed to move in your feet after that. Well, she was so fidgety and so nervous, they'd say squat, and then all of a sudden she'd take a big breath and kind of like lift herself up on her toes and then go into the squat, which would disqualify her. So we found this to be true in her practice. And every time I trained her, like, everything seemed to be okay. But when she was on her own, I found out that she was listening to really aggressive music. She kind of never let her headphones out. And so she had always kind of listened to music, and she was always kind of like blasting things into her ears so she couldn't be in her mind. Well, when you go to a powerlifting meet, it's pretty damn quiet. Okay, even if they have radio playing, it's pretty quiet in the background. So I found out when she was warming up, she was wearing headphones, and she gave me her phone to video her. And as soon as she gave me the phone, I cut the music off. And she said, "Oh, hey, you can leave that on." And I said, "No." I said, "You need to be in the moment. You need to hear what the environment is like. You need to see what the judges are behaving. You need to get into this world because this is the world you're about to lift in. Take your headphones off. See what's going on around you. Okay? Be ready for this." Now, if she competed multiple times before, I would have never cared. But it was her first ever competition. So she was about to be hiding in this crazy world of music. Then she'd take off her earphones. All of a sudden, it'd be dead quiet. The judges would be staring at her. The audience would be staring at her. She'd feel like there were crickets. And it would unnerve her when she would go to do her lift. So instead, I cut the music off early, told her to get rid of the damn headphones, and what do you know, she did well. She still got nervous on the first one. She moved her feet around. We corrected that in the second. She did good. Then her third, she did really well. So, but that's what you want to do, is don't distract yourself in the sense of hiding from the discomfort of the event. Get into the discomfort of the event as fast as possible, okay? It's better to be out of your comfort zone before you have to do the event and be out of your comfort zone, okay? So get uncomfortable first, then go compete. So if you wait until the last minute to get uncomfortable, you will feel overwhelmed, you will get shocked, you'll look like a deer in headlights, and you're going to miss some cues, you're going to forget some poses, you're going to mess some stuff up, okay? So match your behavior and your mindset to the mindset needed in the event, and that includes music, sound, all the stimulants, all that kind of stuff. And then have a supporter who will do what you tell them to do, okay? So I've had people have supports with them where they'll have somebody with them and maybe they're trying to get ready for the event. Like, let's say it's a posing routine and the person's trying to mentally practice their routine. And the person they're with, that came with them as a friend, is just bullshitting about stupid shit that has nothing to do with what they're doing. And they're actually just distracting them and kind of messing them up. So they're like, "Hey, where do you want to go eat after this?" And it's like, they're right in the middle of practicing the posing. Shut the hell up. Let them pose and then talk to them about that kind of stuff. So then there's people who've had great matches in terms of the friends and the support that they brought. They brought people who kind of mirrored them a little bit and also guided them in their behaviors. And that's what you want. That's what a coach would do. So a coach would help keep you on level with what your level is. So if you need even calmness, you remember your cues and you remember your poses, you want a coach or a friend that promotes even calmness. If you need to be hyped up before an event, then you better bring a friend who knows how to hype you up, okay? So you have to have support that matches. So that's going to be the best thing for you to have a great competition mindset, is to find what winning is for you. Make sure your definition of winning is within your control. Match your behavior and your mindset on the day of the competition to the behavior and mindset you'll need during the competition, okay? If you need calmness, act calmness. If you need excitement, then have some fun, bring ups and downs, go ahead and play along with that. But if you know what would feel good for you, don't be afraid to do it, even if no one else is, okay? Do what's true for you, not what's expected by others. And have a supporter, okay? It's good to have somebody with you. And again, make sure you have somebody with you who understands what you need from them. So don't bring a boyfriend or girlfriend or spouse or something if they're not the right behavior. So bring a friend, bring somebody who lifts with you or, at the gym, somebody who's been there before. Bring somebody that matches you. Could it be a boyfriend, spouse, girlfriend? Yeah, sure. But don't just default to your significant other if they don't know what the hell's going on and they don't know how to best match what you need, okay? So it's your responsibility to bring the right people, okay? That's on you. Cool. So aim to do your best, but also take in the fun. Okay, don't forget to have fun as much as you can. So, as they say, stop and smell the roses before you stomp on them. Okay, so you want to crush the competition, you want to do really well, but make sure you stop and enjoy the competition at the same time. Okay, so thank you for the listener. I covered the questions you had listed here, so hopefully this was everything you wanted. And to anybody else, if you ever have any things you want to learn about, please email us. So the podcast is supposed to be for you, the listener. So anything you all ever want to learn about, please reach out to us. And we'll make sure that we include it in the podcast kind of cycle. Cool? Okay. If you like the podcast, please share it with family and friends. The more people we help, the happier the world will be. Also, if you like this information, you can find more from us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, Brutal Iron Gym. And if you have any questions, feedback, or suggestions, we'd love to hear from you. The podcast is for you, like I just said. So we want to know what you want to learn about. And you can tell us at our email, brutalirongym@gmail.com. As always, I hope this was helpful. And thank you for listening.